Hello people, welcome to my corner of the interweb, and in today's episode let's have a talk about how wrestling impacted my karate. Hi, I'm Les, and in these videos I share my opinions, views and experience in karate, the karate as I doing. Hope you're gonna enjoy it. If you find value in these videos, please share, subscribe and click that bell to get a notification about new videos. In this episode I'm gonna share with you my story, how I got involved in wrestling. I started with a greco-roman wrestling in Poland, then moved into a freestyle wrestling within the same club, as we had a group of girls competing, and generally in that club was that the male team was doing a greco-romano, so only attacks only for the upper body, no grabbing legs. And in girls we do a freestyle, so attack on the legs are allowed. So all started with our club losing the dojo, karate club losing dojo, the building when being training being sold out, and we had to move. Luckily for me, we had this friend at school who done wrestling and chatting. I actually wasn't aware at the time that he was doing wrestling. We've been chatting that we lost the dojo, and he said, hey, why don't you come to my coach, speak with them, we've got a whole all matted area so you can kind of rent from us. So with a huge anxiety I done that, met coach Marek, who became my coach, my friend and my inspiration. We managed to get the whole training there for a good 10 years. My friends still training there, all my students training there as well. Thanks to Marek I started training with them, become the conditioning coach for that team. We had a team of about 30 people doing really well in Polish championships, and now they're doing the international championships and progressing. One of the students now is fighting in MMA. Hopefully she's gonna be soon in UFC, if everything goes according to plan. Veronica, we are proud of you and wishing you all the best, just in case you're watching. So how did the wrestling impacted me? It impacted in three areas: physical abilities and training, methodology, and a technical aspects. So entering into the wrestling world was very interesting as well, because I only seen it on the TV, never tried it before. I had experience with jiu-jitsu guys, usually been okay for me with punching and stuff, there was no problem. And stepping into the wrestling world, it was a bit of a shock. First time when we went on the rules of wrestling, when I've been grabbed and thrown and tossed about, it was just mind-blowing and very scary. The high throws with that velocity and power, it was just scary. I thought I'm pretty good with break falls. Well, I was wrong. It was all painful, landing and hitting the floor. The first thing which struck me, it was their ability and strength. They've been able to throw me from any angle they wanted, from any position. If they have a hold, there was no hesitation, no thinking, I've been just flying. And as a karateka, I've been quite stiff, and just the throws for them, it was a piece of cake. The things changed a little bit later when I custom with their training methods, and we become friends and start doing sparrings with gloves and stuff. I could keep them at bay for a little bit. But still, if they grab me, there's no chance. And that's why I recommend every karateka to do some training with a grappler, because it is mind-opening what we think we can do and what actually can be done to you and what you can do to a wrestler or a grappler. If they grab you, you better know their game, because it's gonna be a big shock for you. But let's move on to the impact that had on me. So first was the physical ability. The training in wrestling is very holistic, all-rounded for a body. So you've got the flexibility, you've got strength, you've got stamina, and those guys are super strong. You're all the time working with other person, lifting it, throwing it. All the exercises are designed to make you strong. They've got a super acrobatic training, so you do a lot of acrobatics, nearly like gymnastics, backflips, rolls, handstands, walking on the hands, and doing the somersaults and stuff like that. Is just extremely. When I went in there, I thought I'm quite pretty well-rounded and physically active, but after years with training, the things I could achieve, it was just unbelievable. You know, flexibility of my spine, strength of my muscle joints, it just improved immensely. I started to be able to pull karate techniques from very strange angles, and when it comes to the grappling range, I feel comfortable. I would say even that if I came across first a wrestler, I would never start karate. I probably would do wrestling. I like that range. And it fits my karate as well, and from historical perspective, more and more things suggesting that the karate was a grappling art with strikes and kicks, not like we see now, the mostly kicks and punches within the 3K and traditional groups. So the first one was the ability of my body, flexibility, stamina and strength. I recommend everybody to do wrestlers training at least once. It is a super functional training. The second one was, what did I say was the second one? Methodology. Second one, methodology of training in wrestling is pretty much sport orientated, and so they've got a progression from the easiest techniques to the more complicated ones, and all in progression, all the time. You learn it, you test it, you learn it, you test it, you test it. That's what I was lacking in karate. In karate we've got a wide range of techniques on a very beginning, complicated techniques, a lot of them, and they are not tested in sparring. In typical dojo you start in sparring about green belt or 5th Q, and so I changed all that and we're starting work with a partner from day one. I drop off a lot of techniques and I'm doing a diamond shape syllabus, so starting with not many techniques and easy, gross motor skills, not the fine motor skills, and then we're building up till the first dan, and then again we're going narrowing, so there is less and less kata, less and techniques, but you fine-tuning your abilities within the specialization you want to choose. So that was a big one, but you know, every session there must be testing of your techniques. So you teach something, you do partner work and you do sparring work. Wrestling, BJJ and judo have got that perfectly sorted. I think karate should take a lead from them and learn from them. That's what I do on our sessions. There's always a partner work and testing what we learn. And the third one, in technical abilities, it was the first thing I learned, it was to relax your spine. In karate you've been told always to have a straight spine. In wrestling you are very relaxed. You rely on that strength, flexibility and acrobatics that allows you to have that mobility in the spine and a strength in that spine, so you can pull, grab from different angles, throw from different angles, and I would say that throw punches and kicks as well from different angles without worrying that you're gonna get injured. As well, all the blocks in karate, so jodanukis, uchiukis, are much easier to do if you've got a wrestling perspective. Let's say the uchiuke, you've got the underarm drag, and the jodanuke, you've got the grab from here and pulling down, blocking from here, to uchiuke, to pull, you've got the arm drag with takedown and stuff. I'm gonna drop the video on the end, link the video on the end, so you can see our seminar with Marek when we're doing, with Coach Marek when we're doing the jodanukis and uchiukis combinations, so you can actually see how it goes. I might actually put it in the corner if I find the video. If not, it's gonna be in the description or the cards on the end. So for me, it was a game changer. I adjusted my way of working as well. I always been switching my position, so I naturally go from the left side when fighting to right side. And in wrestling, that's natural as well. People constantly changing, fighting for grips, they changing legs, which suited me perfectly, and I stopped trying to stick to one side and have a dominant hand. Naturally works better for me, so that was another technical aspect I've done. Changed it, loving it, and annoy other people during sparring. If you never had an experience with wrestling, I advise you to try. Any grappling arts, you're gonna feel and test your karate, and you're gonna learn. When you get into that world, for me, it opened avenue to see katas as a throws. Everything in a kata is a throw. Most of it. The only thing I changed from a perspective of wrestling, so the throws and stuff and locks and pulls is for me setting up for punching, because it is karate, so we do punching and kicks. But wherever I can throw, I throw or do takedown, and it works for me. I hope you will have experience. If you come to my seminars, we can test it and I can show and explain how it works and my concepts in more detail. It is very difficult to talk about grappling on a video and try to explain without showing and feeling. The most important is the feel, because things which look not workable on the video are workable with a partner. So that's me on wrestling, and now let's try something new. Welcome to Martial Stories. In my videos I would like to highlight other people's work, and I thought having a martial stories, it will allow me to share other people's experiences with karate and other martial arts and highlight their work on the end. So if you would like to feature on the channel, please send me a story to my email address, and then I can share with the viewers, highlight your club or your work. It don't necessarily have to be a funny story, it can be inspiring story or something you would like to share. All stories are welcome. I already lined up few instructors from UK who are gonna share their stories, and I'm gonna be sharing with you on the future videos. I'm gonna start with my story. It's quite funny. I just moved to UK, joined the club in the village where I settled. It was a Kyokushin offshot, so I thought same as stuff I do would be fitting. It was a nice club. Eventually I got expelled from it, but that's the different story. The story is of my name, because my Polish name is Leszek. I went there, introduced myself, and then I heard from the other people that they changed Leszek to Electric. So for some time they've been referring to me as the Polish guy whose name is Electric. I thought that was hilarious. I put that in the book. Later it came up that it wasn't the instructor, it was one of actually my current students. She misunderstood my name and told everybody else that I'm called Electric. Yeah, I don't know, I must have electric punches or something like that. So I don't know why English people cannot pronounce Leszek. maybe because it's S and Z together, and Brits panic at that stage, so it was easier to call me Electric. And let's finish on that. All the best from the Electric. See you on the next video.